One, and it's a cracking race for the older horses.
Okay, last few are making their way forward then, ahead of the Group 1 Shaqab Lockinge Stakes over the straight mile. Jumbie far side. Mutasabek will go forward to complete the line in those blinkers, and we'll head up for the call with Ian Bartlett.
It all in and set. They're off. The Shaqab Lockinge Stakes is underway. Mutasabek is the first one to begin. Chindid in the centre in black, and the yellow nearest to us of My Prospero also showing in a prominent position. Laurel is the pink cap, giving chase to Mutasabek more towards the far side of the course. Check and Challenge and also Jadumi race off towards the right. Meanwhile, My Prospero, Lucelle and Chindid lead towards the left. Behind those in blue is Modern Games. Berkshire Shadow in red and white behind those. Then Light Infantry and Jumbie, and the Wizard of Eye is fractionally the back marker as they make their way already down to halfway. Mutasabek towards the right, blue and white jacket. Laurel is immediately tracking him. Chindid is down the centre with black sleeves. Towards the left in yellow, My Prospero with the silver jacket of Lucelle. These are then followed by Jadumi, yellow off towards the right. In the centre in the pink is Check and Challenge, then Berkshire Shadow. Modern Games, a blue jacket towards the left, being asked to pick up the Wizard of Eye and Light Infantry behind those. They can see the 2 furlong marker. Mutasabek still has the advantage. Laura's in second position. Chindid is still there. Lucelle running a big race. Then My Prospero and Modern Games in the blue nearest to us delivering his challenge. Berkshire Shadow behind that, but it's Chindid at the furlong pole. Chindid has the advantage. Here comes Modern Games in the blue. Mutasabek behind those, and then Lucelle as they race towards the line. William Buick and Modern Games come through to win the Shaqab Lockinge. Chindid is next to Berkshire Shadow, My Prospect, Mutasabek, Light Infantry and Lucelle.
Too good, Modern Games, far too good on the day. William Buick, Charlie Appleby, relatively patiently ridden, out of 13, but produced at the right time to win with a little in hand in this Group 1 Shaqab Lockinge. That is his first domestic Group 1 Modern Games, and richly deserved. Back in second was Chindit, who's run an excellent race, and third, I think, was Berkshire Shadow. Will take it back to the start. The ones that went forward, well, Mutasabek did. We thought he might. You'd mentioned it's harder to do that here. Those Newmarket go forward tactics with the blinkers on, and My Prospero near side has gone forward. Chindit was never too far away, and in behind those, the eventual first and third next to each other at this stage, Modern Games and Berkshire Shadow.
Yes, and we expect a bit of a pace burner between Jadumi and Mutasabek. Jadumi from stall 1 either missed it slightly or they wanted to take back, and it meant that Jim Crowley was left alone. But most importantly for those about Laurel, she was isolated a little bit in the centre of the track, didn't get any cover, raced a little bit keenly, whereas those in the bigger group, more towards the stand side, Modern Games in particular, has got a lovely seat, tracking My Prospero. Chindit has run an absolute stormer in the centre there. What a lovely individual he is for the Hannon team. He's run an absolute cracker. But Modern Games comes off it quite early, but he sees it out really well, second run of the season.
My Prospero's ended up finishing fourth. He was never too far away from the pace. I think it's hard to say that it's played into the hold-up horse's hands or those that have gone forward. The horse that's won it has come from off it, but those that were up there, notably Chindit and My Prospero, has stayed there. The one that's faded away a bit was Mutasabek.
Yeah, and he'd gone quite hard in the blinkers. Jumbie looked like he was going to run on for a bit of progress, hasn't quite seen that out, but just here is where the turbo kicks in for Modern Games, and those horses racing more towards the stand side, they really seem to be finishing off a lot stronger than those in the centre of the track. Berkshire Shadow, he's on an absolute cracker there.
Watch Chindit here. Watch Chindit. He goes to have a nibble of him. Look at him go.
Yeah,
he goes past him and Chindit says, hang on.
Buick's hand as well there.
Yeah. Well, the winner's gone past him. Chindit was having none of it. And he's tried to take a chunk out of him. And that is the winner. Just a very quick line on the filly, Laurel. Ultimately disappointing.
Disappointing. I don't think the race played to her strengths. As soon as she couldn't get cover and was stuck out on the wing there, I don't think that side of the track's perhaps the place to be either. She'll regroup, probably go back against her own sex. But Modern Games deserve that. He's a real credit to the Godolphin team. He's solid. And the fact he's beat Chindit and Berkshire Shadow, that's probably about right if you're looking at those three in isolation.
Modern Games wins the Shaqab Lockinge, 3-1 favourite. We're off to Thirst. Nick.